Guys, you are going to have to bear with me a little bit today because I'm sweating my off badly. It is hot, bitch. I have literally put on makeup 3 times and I'm sweating it straight off. So if I look like a sweaty pig throughout this video, no I don't, and mind your business. Season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race has just finished airing and BB Sahara Benet is our first drag superstar. Despite modern conversations suggesting that BB only won because RuPaul wanted a polished winner, many people at the time were really happy with BB's win. Now granted that might only be because people wanted anybody but Rebecca to win, Miss Rebecca Glasscock. BB Sahara Benet had a reigning year that established expectations for how Drag Race winners should behave and present themselves post winning the crown. BB released a string of music including the hit song Cameroon, even collaborated with Chicago's own DJ Mark Picotti. Iconic if you ask me. BB also featured in multiple campaigns, including the one she won as part of a prize package with LA Eyeworks. She even had multiple features in publications like TMZ. BB was truly the best first winner Drag Race could ask for. She was well seasoned and understood what it took to be a star, and she was polished as hell. Especially for 2009, that bitch was unclockable. BB in the year of 2009 not only marketed herself extremely well, but also the future of the entire franchise of RuPaul's Drag Race, because ultimately it was on her shoulders, girl. It was on the season 1 queen's shoulders to set those incredible expectations, because if the season 1 girls flopped, we would not be where we are today with hundreds of thousands of queens everywhere. Well, no, we would still have drag queens everywhere, don't get me wrong, but we wouldn't have 700,000 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race internationally. Despite garnering a lot of support from the community, there was still a lot of people that was on the fence about Drag Race's future, and many people had never even heard the words RuPaul's Drag Race. Could you believe it? The fanzine website for RuPaul's Drag Race, published by Bradford Nordine in 2010, said this upon the release of Season 2. Season 1 seemed to ultimately crown itself in futility. In the show's final episode, the theme song is revealed to be RuPaul's new single, and that the winner will walk away with a rap cameo on the video for CoverGirl, Put the Bass in Your Walk. Posing the final event as a casting call seemed to suggest the entire affair was conducted to find talent for a 14-second interlude on a song only available on iTunes. When viewed as a commercial venture that these 9 hours of viewing time correlated to these precious seconds, RuPaul's Drag Race becomes a rather beautifully epic illustration of the fame circuit and of the contemporary vicissitudes of capital. Product placement thus far suggests little more. And if it's any indication, the song to which the contestants are forced to dance as the closing credits roll is RuPaul's new single, Jealous of My Boogie. Wow, that was a mouthful. But ironically, this pretty much still rings true today, this entire sentiment. The whole show is full of product placements and self-referential moments. However, the main criticism of Season 1 was its production value. The now iconic Vaseline filter made it hard for the TV show to push past niche audiences, because, I mean, girl, who wants to watch a TV show that looks like you've got Vaseline in your eyes? No one. Considering the fact that competitors had a much higher production value than RuPaul and RuPaul's Drag Race, these girls really had a basement and a dream. The production was limited, with the Broom Hall serving as a control room for production and the hallway as a waiting area for the queens. Really DIY budget. But now, after the success of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1, and now with a bigger budget, RuPaul's Drag Race moved production to where they are still currently producing RuPaul's Drag Race today. This is, of course, at the iconic Sunset Las Palmas studios. Despite the humble beginnings, it was clear that Drag Race had at least the potential to become a massive hit. And that's can't. This was evident as the first instalment of the series was the 3-year-old network's biggest hit to date. I know that's right. Drag Race even helped drive traffic to Logo TV's website to the highest levels they had ever been. So it was clear that Logo was not going to let go of RuPaul's Drag Race anytime soon. Casting our minds back to the announcement of season 1 with the Rubama poster, World of Wonder kept this sort of campy, piss-takey approach when it came to marketing the show. In a similar tradition to season 1, they released a political-themed image featuring RuPaul, and this was the RuPailin. Equally, the lead up to season 2 was much more fan interactive than it is today. That's probably because of the selfish bastards in our fandom that cannot respect queens. So it's probably for the best that the fandom doesn't get involved anymore, because they're too irrational and emotional to look at it as a subjective TV show. But that's a conversation for another day. On May 1st, 2009, the casting website for season 2 officially opened. This allowed prospective contestants to upload videos discussing why they think they should be on the show, and equally fans were able to vote for who they wanted to be on the show, and whoever had the most votes casted their place on to the season. Yes! So fans essentially casted one queen every season on RuPaul's Drag Race, something now that they could not be trusted to do. The applicant who received the most votes on season 1 was of course Miss Nina Flowers, and for season 2 this contestant was none other than Jessica Wilde. Furthering the fan interaction, fans also now had access to something called Dragulator. This was a fierce app where you could drag up yourself essentially and put yourself into all kinds of different drag. Now this was kind of fun. I suppose it's getting the fans involved in the show. It's getting them thinking about drag, what drag might mean to them and how it might look on them. And I think it's kind of fierce. It's a nice way for fans to feel like they're a part of the show. In early seasons, even RuPaul was integrated much more into the promotional mix of the show. She also did a lot more interviews to promote the show back then, probably when she gave more of a show. I mean, actually, there's been 100 odd seasons. She's met so many queens. Let the queen live. Let mother breathe. But his excitement for the early seasons really shone through in these interviews, and it was really interesting to see what he had to say to promote season 2. Here is an extract from an interview in 2010 with the Windy City Times. The production value is so much better. It is really dynamic. I've seen the first 4 episodes of the show so far, and it is compelling, and the kids really draw you in. They make you want to root for them. There is also a ruthless element to it because it is a competition show. Having seen the first season, they are keen with an agenda and strategy. They have the advantage of the first season that they saw the show and they got the lay of the land. Especially with this younger generation, they have a sense of entitlement going on that my generation did not have. This makes for really good television. The lead up to the season also began to utilise trailers in order to promote the season and create buzz and excitement. But these trailers were not what we anticipate today. They were, for a lack of a better term, straight-washed and made for mainstream. They were sort of in the style of already well-respected TV shows like America's Next Top Model. I mean, just comparing the opening credits, it's pretty similar. You can definitely tell the inspiration is there. This was to make the show more palatable for mainstream audiences and also to create a sense of familiarity. I mean, America's Next Top Model fans are going to watch the trailer for season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race and immediately clock the similarities, and this might make them want to check out the show. People tend to like to stick to their comfort zones when it comes to their viewing habits, so if they see something in a similar realm to something they already love, chances are they're going to feel inclined to check it out. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2 premiered on February 2nd, 2010. And with the bigger budget came an increase in production. The cast was brought up from a measly 9 to a respectable 12. The prize package also received an upgrade. The winners now received a lifetime supply of NYX cosmetics. To be the face of NYXcosmetics.com, an exclusive public relations contract with the Logo Drag Race Tour, and a cash prize of $25,000. Staples of the show that we see today were also introduced in season 2, like Queens writing a farewell message on the mirror, which was started by Shangela, or should I say redacted. Also the beginning of season premiere events, and the introduction of each week's episode having an Untucked to follow. Because if you're not watching Untucked, you're only getting half the story.
I don't like you. I don't like you.
And I don't like you. Are you happy? I don't like you. I'm saying it to your face.
However, the show's premiere wasn't met without controversy. In the first episode, contestants competed in a mini challenge photo shoot, which is now a staple in Drag Race. This was a Gone with the Wind themed photo shoot where queens had to pose with heavy winds and on top of a cannon. Now, Brandon Nordine from the fanzine website criticised this photo shoot by saying this: "The whole first episode is Gone with the Wind themed, and indeed false lashes and wigs flutter and take flight during a photo shoot that hoists the girls atop a cannon foisted between two hunky bare-chested black men in the Civil War themed photo shoot, with no hint of irony or self-awareness with regards to such a charged image." However, generally speaking, RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2 was a success. People recognised the improvement in production as well as the lovable, charming nature of many of the queens. However, one queen really stole the world's hearts and has so many memorable memes and quotes that we still relate to today. Is your barbecue cancelled?
Your grill is
Jujubee was definitely by far the standout star of season 2. Her lovable and charming personality definitely made up for the fact that she wasn't perhaps the best in the challenges, but she made up for it with her massive heart and lovable personality. That bitch was hilarious. Jujubee absolutely built up expectations for what a narrator and confessional queen of a season would look like.
I'll read a bitch. I will read you to filth.
Her confessionals gave so much comedic relief, but also a great deal of relatability. Many people resonated with Jujubee, and I think this also showed that the drag queens outside of the drag are also people to be fallen in love with and respected and listened to. It really humanised these people and just showed that we are all human fucking beings. With stories, with emotions, with purpose. Jujubee really captured everybody's hearts. As we all know, as controversial as she is now, Miss Tyra Sanchez was crowned America's Next Drag Superstar. And no, Raven was not robbed. Neither time. Tyra was definitely a tumultuous character, especially in the workroom, crossing paths with pretty much everybody, especially Miss Tatiana. Cut back to Untucked. But she did have a human side. She loved her son, and you could tell how much drag meant to her, and Beyonce. But she was a well-deserving winner. She slayed almost every challenge. She really set expectations on the runway for how fashion should be elevated on RuPaul's Drag Race, and you couldn't clock the doll. You just couldn't. But fans weren't giving Tyra the warmest reception even back in 2010. In an interview with Brandon Voss, just one day after the finale viewing party for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2, Tyra said this about her win. "It felt really good, but it was strange because I could tell that some of the room was rooting more for Jujubee and Raven. I don't think anyone was expecting me to win." Now, Tyra didn't have as big of a reigning year as our last winner, BB, or our next winner, Miss Raja. But Tyra did go on to release some music, her debut single Look at Me in 2011, and later served as one of the professors on RuPaul's show Drag You, which premiered in July 19th, 2010, just months after the season finale for Season 2. I don't know why I did 1, 2. And due to the success of Season 2 and it still being Logo TV's most watched show yet, Drag Race was greenlit for a Season 3. However, Season 3, in my opinion, proved that RuPaul's Drag Race was still finding its footing. It was still taking inspiration from other shows. This one especially was giving Project Runway vibes down with the amount of design challenges. I mean, girl, it wasn't fully established as the brand that we know it is today, but the foundations were definitely there at this point. Now, that is where we come to an end for part 2. In the next part, I want to break down the entire rest of the Logo TV era, the most memorable and defining moments from each season of the show within this era, so up until season 8. And then we will discover why VH1 took over. What happened, girl? What happened to Logo TV? That is what we will find out in the next video. But if you like this part, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps a sister out. Please subscribe down below. That would mean the world to me to have you here as a part of our little community on this weird corner of the internet, girl. And that is about it. My links to all my social medias will be in the mother tucking description. So please check them out. That is all from me, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day and I will see you very soon. Bye.